Hey guys, so today's video we're going to be doing a first impression on a new product, and this is a new product from Laura Mercier. So this is her new tinted moisturizer. But what we're going to do in this video is we're going to compare it because I actually own her original Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, the oil-free one that came out last year. And then I got this in my Sephora order, the new Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer sample card. So just to kind of try this out a little bit, because, you know, if you went out and bought this one, do you need to run out and buy this one? Or are they so similar that maybe it's not worth it? So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to compare the two. So on one side of my face, I'm going to be applying the tinted moisturizer that released last year. And on the other side, I'm going to be applying the new tinted moisturizer that released this year. We're going to see what the difference is. We're going to see how they wear on the skin. I'm going to do a whole day's wear test, and I'll let you guys know at the end of the day, what am I thinking of this moisturizer? And if you own this one, do you really need to go out and buy this one? If you guys are new here, what I do is talk about makeup from my little ranch, and I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button so that you can be part of our family and you can see my videos when they post, which would be really cool. So let's go ahead and let's get into everything right now. So let's get into the details first on the brand new tinted moisturizer. What is Laura Mercier saying about this product? So this is supposed to be her skin perfecting secret to flawless, dewy, no makeup look. So she does say that this is a multitasking blend of skincare and makeup, and it's supposed to give you a sheer hint of coverage. I agree with that. It is coming in 20 different shades. Some of the important aspects of this product is it does say that it's supposed to increase hydration over time. It's also a lightweight formula that's infused with tamarind seed extract that's supposed to help to retain moisture into your skin. So it also has a broad spectrum SPF of 30, has vitamin C and vitamin E in it to help protect the skin. So it does say that the best way to apply this is with clean fingers or with a sponge. I totally like to apply this with fingers. And this moisturizer does retail for $47 US. So just a quick comparison to the older one, if you guys do have this one actually comes in 15 shades and is described as a sheer coverage, oil controlling multitasker that delivers a natural no makeup look with a demi matte finish for oily skin. And it also has an SPF of 20 in it. And this one retails for $46 US. This original one that she released last year looks like it was more intended for oilier skin because it was gonna do this demi matte look, and this new one is more of a dewy look, so I would assume that that would be more intended for dry skin. However, I have this one and I've used this one in the past, and I will tell you that for being a demi matte, it actually doesn't feel matte at all on the skin. Also doesn't feel really mattifying. So when I found out the new one was supposed to be like a dewy version, I was like, well wait, the other one kind of reminds me of a dewy version even though it's a demi matte. So now that I've given you guys all the details on these two different but very similar products, what I'm going to be doing right now is trying them on for you guys. One side of my face I'm going to be putting on one of them, the other side I'll be putting on the other. We're going to wear them both for the entire day, and I'm going to tell you guys, is there a big difference between these two? Is it such a difference that you need to go out and buy the new one if you already own the old one? And also, what do I think of the product just in itself, in case you guys are just wondering if you guys want to pick it up? So let's go ahead and let's get right into the application. Okay, so now that we're zoomed in, I have no makeup on my face, I only have my eyebrows on. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. We might as well use the primer that's made for Laura Mercier for this. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my finger and just prime my face with this. This is actually feels like a moisturizing primer. I actually like it. So now that we've got our primer sitting there, let's fix my hair. These things that I bought at Sephora, I thought these were gonna be so good, but they literally don't hold my hair. Did anybody else buy these? These things don't hold my hair. What am I doing wrong? So what I'm gonna do is on one side of my face, I'm gonna be using the brand new Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, the broad spectrum one. This is the dewy version. I have this sample card that I got from Sephora, and I have the original tinted moisturizer, the oil-free one that they released, I believe it was last year. So these are both tinted moisturizers, and I'm going to try them both out to see if there is a big difference between these. If you're somebody who already owns this one, is it worth getting this one, or are they kind of the same thing? So I'm going to be trying on 2N1 Nude, which I think this might be a pretty good color match. If it's a little too light, I'm going to add a little bit of 3N1 Sand on top. So I might have to mix these two together. Actually, 3 and 1 sand might be a better color for me. So I'm just gonna use my fingers because on my other time that I put on the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, I noticed that my fingers was the best way to apply it. I actually didn't really like it with a brush. Yeah, I'm gonna use the 3 and 1 sand. So that's gonna be the color I'm gonna apply. And then I'm just gonna apply this to one side of my face, and right now, it is applying nicely. I already like dabbed on 2 fingers full, and I feel like this is probably like 1 full pump, how much I've put on so far. And I mean, I can see that it's kind of like, if you guys can see, it kind of covered a little bit, but you could still kind of see some of my scarring coming through, because I do have some acne scars and my skin's super sensitive. So once I get like 1 pimple, it scars me. Just am blessed that way. So I'm just gonna build this up a little bit, just to see. And I will tell you, as first impression wise, this looks to me like a tinted moisturizer. Like, it basically looks like I'm putting on a very soft moisturizer that has a little bit of a tint to it, but it's not gonna do too much coverage. It just is basically going to smooth over the skin and not really cover too much. A lot of skin showing through there. Let me see if I could just build up this part right here alone, just to see if I can like at least make it look a little bit more flawless just in this section. I mean, I'm sure if you have very flawless skin, maybe this would look good on you. I have all of these kind of like marks that I like to get covered up. It's really not covering it up, and I tried bringing up the coverage a little bit and I don't feel like it's working. So I'm just gonna try one more time, and then I'm just gonna call it a day and say that this does not cover acne scars at all. It kind of just smoothed over the skin, made it look a little bit more even, but it does not cover like basically anything. So, and it does leave you with a dewy look. So if you guys can see, this side is very dewy compared to my other side of my face. This leaves you more of a dewy look, but it really didn't do much, to be honest. Like, you guys can see that. So now we're gonna work on this side. Let's put on the original tinted moisturizer from her. And let's see if this one covers the same, or so I'm just putting 1 squirt. The color that I got in this one is 2W bisque. And already I feel the texture is different. This one almost feels a little bit more moussey when you're applying it. And this is kind of what I remember from when I was putting it on before. Kind of has more like this moussey-esque feeling to it. Now, I remember liking this tinted moisturizer when I put it on, and I personally have not worn it that often because my skin has not been amazing. And this is more like when your skin looks really good. But you see, like, this side has more dew to it than this side, but they feel the same. So this one here is supposed to have more of a matte finish to it. They look the same. The side of the new tinted moisturizer by Laura Mercier looks more dewy than this side. On camera, they both have a little bit of glare to them, but this one definitely even feels more dewy on the skin than this one does. This one feels a little bit more mattified. However, neither one of them are matte. They both have a little shine to them. Right now, I'm preferring the original than I am the dewier one, because the fact that it is a tinted moisturizer, it already kind of gives you a little bit of a glistening effect, and I almost feel like this one is doing it a little bit too much, almost in the sense that if you have perfect skin and you're not trying to cover anything, you might actually look oily with this one on. Like right now, I'll just tell you, I don't dislike it. I just feel like if you have perfect skin, this is like the perfect tinted moisturizer for you, because it hardly does any coverage, but it evens the skin. But if you even have like, which I don't even have that bad of skin, I just have redness that basically needs to be covered, and it's really not covering it or evening it out for me. It's just kind of just like I put a moisturizer on that had a little bit of a tint to it that didn't really do too much, but I guess that's what a tinted moisturizer is, right? So let's go ahead and put on some concealer and a little bit more makeup and see what it looks like completely done. Okay, so this is both sides, full face of makeup, and I think that it looks pretty nice. I mean, like I said, for a tinted moisturizer, it looks like a tinted moisturizer. It doesn't look like I have a lot of makeup on. It literally looks like my skin, just a little bit more smoothed over, a little filtered, and obviously a little bit of the concealer helped to kind of diminish some of the discoloration that I have on my skin, but this is what it looks like. This right here is the side with the original tinted moisturizer from Laura Mercier, and this here is the brand new luminous moisturizer. This side is more matte, but it still has a little bit of a sheen to it because of the moisturizer aspect to it, and this side has more of like a shininess to it. So on this side, the original tinted moisturizer, I actually do not love the way my pores look right now. They actually don't look that great with this one. It kind of looks a little weird. On this side, they looked a lot more smoothed over. So in the new tinted moisturizer, it definitely smoothed over my pores a lot better than the old one. So that is something I'm noticing. Now it could be that this side is a little bit more matte. And also I didn't use a pore filling primer. I used the primer from Laura Mercier. So that's gonna be a trial and error for me. So right now they actually look very similar. I am leaning towards liking the new formula a little bit more than the old formula. However, I do not think at this moment that it's such a big difference that if you have the old formula, you need to run out and buy the new one. So right now what we're gonna do is wear this for the rest of the day. I'm gonna let you guys know at the end of the day how they wore, how they feel compared to one another, and my final thoughts. So let's go ahead and let's get right into the wear test. Okay, so this is my final update of the night, and this is how we're looking. Don't look too great, but this was a tinted moisturizer, so it wasn't supposed to last super long, I don't think. So this is the side of the new Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, and this is what it looks like. I still think it has covered pretty nicely. I still look pretty dewy. I look a little bit more dewy now than I did before. And then this is the matte side. The matte side, I actually look a little bit less dewy, but I still look dewy. And I feel like some of the product wiped away a little bit more on this side than on this side. But then again, I have these two red pimples that are a little bit more prominent on this side. So looking at it closely, one very noticeable thing to me right off the bat is on this side, the breakup in between my nose, this is the matte tinted moisturizer, is a lot more prominent than this side. On the new formula, I have a lot less buildup in the sides of my nose. Matte formulas always get stuck to my nose. Now this one is not super matte, but there is a little bit of that oil control inside of here, and I feel like that kind of dries out the product a little bit, and sometimes those type of products just get stuck in the creases of my nose. So this is after 8 hours. This is what it looks like, and I don't think it looks horrible, but for being a tinted moisturizer, I mean, it was not that much coverage to begin with, and now it's not that much coverage to end with. So it's like, whatever. You have perfectly beautiful skin and you just want a nice tinted moisturizer that adds a little bit of hydration to your face and luminosity to your skin and gives you a little bit of a sheen, then I definitely think that you should go for the new Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. I think it's beautiful. I think it looks really nice on the skin. It doesn't really cover that much at all. So if you don't have that much to cover, it looks really pretty. So it could be a really nice lightweight formula. It does get a little bit dewy by the end of the day. So if you have oily skin, I would definitely tell you to jump to the other one, the original one. It has a little bit more oil control to it. However, it is not super mattifying, so you are still going to have your oils coming through, and it is going to be still a little bit dewy at the end of the day, just less than her new formula would. So I'm definitely thinking dry skin, you can jump over to the new formula. Oily skin, you may want to stick to the old formula. If you're looking for more of a coverage tinted moisturizer, which I know you guys know what I'm talking about, you don't have the most perfect skin, but you don't want to put on something super heavy, I would tell you to jump over to IT Cosmetics over this product. The IT Cosmetics Illuminating Tinted Moisturizer, it's like their CC cream. It has a lot more coverage than this. It still gives you an illuminating effect, and it does cover a lot better on the skin. At the end of the day, I like it. Do I think it's super different than the original version, the mattified one? No, I think they're very similar. It's just a little bit more dewy, and maybe the formula has a little bit more products in it that smooth over the skin a little bit better than the original one, but obviously the other one has a little bit more mattifying properties in it for those of you who have oily skin. So I like them both. I think they're both okay. I personally just can't get away with wearing them right now. Okay, so The first question that I have here is from Laurier. She wants to know, what skin type do you think it fits the most for? So I definitely think that combination skin is probably going to be able to wear this the most. I think dry skin is going to enjoy it, but I don't think it is the most hydrating tinted moisturizer. I think it looks luminous, but I don't think it's the most hydrating, if you understand what I'm saying. So I think definitely combination skin and dry skin are probably going to be the ones to like this the most. I think oily skin is going to think that it's going to be too shiny at the end of the day for them. And then Brandy Rendles wants to know, how is the coverage when it comes to uneven skin tone, redness in particular? I wouldn't use this for redness, to be honest. I just don't think that it was able to cancel enough of the redness, and it just came through a little bit too strong. This is to even out skin that's almost already perfect, if you know what I'm saying. So if you have redness, it doesn't really smooth over it too much. You're definitely gonna see it through. You would expect to see it through from a tinted moisturizer, but I've seen other ones that cover it a little bit better. This is literally like a cream with a little tint in it. So anyways, that is all I have for you guys on today's video. Let me know below, what do you guys think? Did you guys pick up this tinted moisturizer? Are you guys enjoying it a lot? And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.